Namaste, I'm Zana Garg. I'm an Indian immigrant mom comedian living in New York City with my 3 kids and my husband of 25 years, Shalab, who's right here with me. My daughter Zoya is dialing in from California. She's 20 years old. My 17-year-old son is a rising senior in a New York City public high school. And my 11-year-old son, Veer, is a rising sixth grader in a New York City public high school. And we are filming this episode today to encourage families to have a conversation because the dinner table talk is done. People are talking around digital assets, YouTube videos, and little clips, and we are building a library of episodes of conversations that our families is having about topics, and we're encouraging you to share these conversations with your family and join us, give us feedback, tell us what you guys are thinking, so we can all talk about the big questions of life. So this episode is about the topic of what are your favorite things about being what are your favorite things about being in a family? What are the things that you guys that become memorable for you guys in a home? Like, we as parents want to know if, for example, as parents, we work so hard to like give you the best vacation and the best items and the latest games. Is that the stuff you remember, or what is it that you remember the most in being part of the family? Like, I want to know from you guys some feedback about parenting, and an honest feedback. If it is having the latest and the best game, I want to hear about it. If it is having the latest and the best sneakers and shoes, I want to hear about it. But we want to know from you what it is that sticks in your mind as like, oh my god, I can't believe we did this, right? Shalab,
Sure.
you understand the question?
I understand
Everybody
the question.
understands the topic?
Yeah, actually, I have a few in mind.
You have a few in
Veer,
mind?
go first.
You want to go first?
Yeah, so I think one thing that all of us definitely remember, like when the best things happen that are gonna benefit all of us, when that type of thing happens, it always feels good to be part of like a family. And like the time I'm thinking about right now is when we were in Didi's room, and we just clicked on the link and we saw confetti come down the screen when she got into Stanford. It felt really nice because I knew like she wanted to go there so badly. I just felt happy for her.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh, okay. But why
Mm.
are you saying yeah? You
It is
weren't
such
even
a- I
in
was,
the.
I was not in the room, but I remember
She wasn't
being stressed out in a.
He came later.
No, I mean, I was
No,
in the
you were
house. I
in
was
the
just
room.
too scared to be in the room because it was too stressful. So I had a drink in my hand, and then I heard all these loud noises. So I knew something good has happened.
And yes, that was a moment. And yeah, I can understand. So you felt like you were part of a happy moment with the whole family,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Got it. How about for you, Zoya or Bridge? Who wants to go next?
I can go.
Okay, Zoya, go.
One of the things I love about the way that you both raised us is you never treated us like kids. And so it's always fun to just have conversations as a family because there's no expectation that any of us are being treated with anything less than the respect you would give an adult.
Right.
But that's more me, isn't it?
No, it was both of you. It was
What?
Like I am the one that treats you guys more as adults
no
and gives you
both
the
of
space you need.
No.
And mom is the
both-
one that smothers you. Is that not true?
Mom treats us like adults. She still does smother us, but not like kids. She
You guys
smothers
both treat us like
adults.
adults. Mom definitely smothers us more though.
Yeah.
Smother is a good thing. He thinks
Smother's
it's a
also
bad
no,
He's-
Smothers also
He's excited because he thinks you guys are saying bad things about me.
Smothers can be a bad thing too.
No,
When like if you're being nosy,
no one is being nosy. It's my job to find out.
I think you and Didi are the most nosy out of everyone.
No, Smothers is
Whoa,
only good.
I
That's.
am
No,
not
Didi.
Ray.
Do you know that there is a jelly brand called Smothers because it's all good?
No, I had no
How
idea.
does that have anything to do with?
No, they're not going to name the thing after something that's bad. It is Smothers peanut butter and jelly. Is good. All.
Smuckers.
That's
It's
yeah, it's
Smuckers.
Smuckers too.
Smuckers, Smothers, same thing. Okay. Bridge, you have something that you are like, okay, this was a moment, or like, what do you remember? Like, do you remember the expensive vacations, or do you remember,
I don't remember the expensive vacations as much. That wasn't never that important to me. I think to me, what I remember as a family were, like Veer said, the big moments, the very bad moments, obviously.
Really? Like, give me a bad moment. That's interesting.
Like I didn't get into the high school I wanted to go to.
Okay.
Like, I remember that very vividly, obviously. I
Yeah.
also remember, like, Didi getting to Stanford.
Right.
I think I remember the most is the, like, sitting at the couch and watching TV.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, that's what I remember the most, and eating the food we wanted to and having, like, discussions on, like, political topics and, like, social topics. I think that's what it felt like the most of being a family was, or maybe the walks. I think the walks are huge, too.
That was me. Family walk. I instituted family walk.
It's true, she did.
I did. Remember, I said I would drag you guys. I have photos of dragging you guys up and down Manhattan streets. And back in the day, at least one or more of you was crying, I don't want to go for a walk. And I would be like, you're going for a walk. And we're going to. So you remember that? Like, Bridge, that's a memory for you?
Yeah, I think that's not like that's just like of what, when I think of like moments as a family, what I think of as a family, I think those are the situations and where I felt most like a family.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Or like when we're playing together. Like when Bridge
Like when we
you and
play
I
poker?
play Catan, or when Dad, Bridge, and I used to play Mario Kart, or when Mom, you used to play like all sorts of, vocal games with us, like dialogue games.
You remember these things? Like, do you remember playing Mario Kart with the kids?
I do. In
Yeah,
Westport,
that was.
yes,
He
all the
always
time.
talks. He said he wants to play with me too.
So we parents think that we need to earn a lot of money and save a lot of money for you guys. And I want to know, this is for mostly for the benefit of the parents watching and participating. That is that what makes and breaks your participation in this family? Like that is like buying expensive things, or even like going to a very expensive college or going to a private school. Are those the things that make you feel a part of this family, or is it like that's something you care less about and there are other factors?
I literally I could not care less about that stuff. Like it's nice to be able to get what I want usually, but like going to private school, I actually prefer public school. And going on the vacation, I don't even like going on vacation.
You don't?
No,
Why not?
I'd rather be at home.
Why?
All my friends are here, and it's like just being in the place where you grew up. It's just like your whole area. It's more fun than being on like a beach. Like even if it's like super nice, I'd definitely prefer to just be in the apartment.
You don't think a big beach vacation, like sitting on a beach in Miami, is something that you pine for in some way?
No. I mean, I think the only thing that I think that your guys' attention and your guys' doing things with you, like whether it was just eating dinner together or watching a movie or having a really exciting conversation, like those are the moments I remember the most, and they were definitely the most important moments. And nothing beats being home. I mean, I want to be home right now. I'm missing all of you guys.
Oh,
I mean, I remember poker. I love playing poker.
I was talking about that. Yeah.
yeah. But seems like this conversation theme is coming up over, even Bridge mentioned it, Zoya mentioned it. Is this true for you as well, Bridge? Like this summer, let's say we could go somewhere for 2 weeks. Is that something you want to do, or you would do it because we planned it?
I wouldn't want to. First of all, I don't know for me if it's more of a family thing or like what I enjoy as a family, but as a person, as being Bridge, I enjoy the three things I do in life. I enjoy basketball, I enjoy eating, and I enjoy like just walking and talking.
That's me.
Right?
I
So
agree.
like,
Pickleball? You don't enjoy pickleball?
no, like those, like spending time with each other.
Yeah.
For me, it doesn't mean as much like where we are. I don't like being in Florida because in New York, I know my whole routine, right? I do the same thing every day, and I enjoy that routine. That's why I do it every day. It feels like to me, like going to a place like Florida or going to a place like on vacation, it just doesn't mean that much to me. I just like spending time with each other, eating, and playing sports. That's it.
You mentioned a low moment when you didn't get into the high school of your choice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel supported by us, by your family at that moment?
No,
No?
not at all. I felt like everyone was lying to me.
You felt like we were lying to you. So we were saying supportive words, but it was hard for you to believe it. Do you still now, 3 years later, believe that?
Believe that what?
That we were not actually meaning to support you and that there was lies happening at the time?
Yeah,
Really? You believe that now?
completely, 100%.
You believe that about both of us, or it's mostly him?
I believe that about all 4 of you guys, or all.
You
1, 2, 3.
believe that about me?
I believe that about all 4 of you guys. That will never. You guys couldn't say anything that would change my mind about that. I think I had to learn to support myself through that experience. Because how could I ever trust what any of you guys are saying when you guys are so biased? You guys want me to feel good and be happy with myself. So of course, even if I like killed my friend, and some level you guys are gonna be like, that friend was annoying or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
That's not true, Bridge. Bridge, but what's gonna happen? Like, I failed every class I took my freshman year and have been struggling so much in college.
It's not the same thing, Zoya.
it's not at all the
Failing
same
at
thing.
freshman courses at Stanford is not the same thing as not getting into high school of your
Yeah.
choice.
There's no point at being at a place like that if I literally get academically suspended, which it was getting close to that.
I know, but it's not the same thing. Can you just stop it?
Okay, all right, hold on. I just want to focus on Bridge right now. So, Bridge, you didn't feel supported then, and you question our motives now.
I don't question your motives.
Okay, so
I
what
don't-
could we have done differently? Could we have done something differently? Would it have been better if we started yelling at you and we were like, mean about
I
it?
don't see what you guys could have done better. I don't see what you guys could have done differently. I just see like in that type of situation, the only person who can really help you out is yourself. No one, what could anyone say to me that would make me feel like that was any less of a failure?
Right. Okay.
But that wasn't a failure. I mean, like,
See, that feels like a lie to
really?
me. Like, how am I supposed to believe when okay, hold on. Regardless of what you're saying, I view it as a failure, which means that no matter what you say to me, I still see that as a failure.
What makes me upset, actually, while we're on this topic of conversation, what makes me upset about this family, if we're not just talking about the things that we love,
Yeah.
is I'm upset that it has to be that we, as a family, strive for these big goals, and if we don't accomplish them, somebody doesn't feel like supported and they feel like they have to support themselves. I don't think that there's something, I don't know what we could have done differently, but we definitely could have done something differently. And I don't like that there's this pressure to like meet certain expectations, or like you won't get, like, I think there should be unconditional love in this family. And it sounds like there isn't.
There is unconditional love. And that for me is where the issue is, because I obviously want unconditional love. I want to be able to be like, no matter what, mom is always like, there will be a right path for you, no matter what. And I like hearing that, obviously. But when I lose or something doesn't go the way I want it to, and someone's saying, oh, it's okay, it doesn't mean anything, you can't see that as a truth because they love you so much, they don't want to tell you, listen, you failed, now you have to move on a different direction. And that's not what I was getting. It was like, in the moment, it was like, everything is going to be okay, like, this new school is going to be great. It's not that big of a deal. Like, that was a huge deal.
Wait, I'm a little confused. So it was a huge deal for you that we were not saying.
No, it didn't matter to me what you guys said.
Right.
It was a huge deal to me that I lost.
Right.
That's it.
Okay.
That is the only thing that mattered to me.
Okay.
I'm glad you felt that way, Bridge. That's good because women and children can be careless, not men.
What?
You know?
What are you
That's
talking
That is from The Godfather said that.
What?
I'm not even making it up. This is from The Godfather.
You mean the movie?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You get your parent advice from The Godfather?
Dude, it's the all-time classic film. Starring Al Pacino and Robert De Niro.
You know those people aren't real.
Okay, now next you're going to say Santa Claus is not real.
He's not. Didi's already said that.
Oh my god.
I
Okay.
did not say that.
You literally said.
Convince me of
Oh
that.
my god.
You did ruin that for him, Zoya. I mean, it's okay. It's a different topic.
Not. I've been saying this for 3 years. You guys have.
Okay.
What?
So annoying.
Hold on. So, do you feel the same pressure that Bridge feels? in general?
I mean, he said the same thing that he heard when he was getting into high school, when I got into, the school I got into for middle school.
Yeah.
Obviously, I felt the same way that he felt.
That's a lot
But that
different.
wasn't
That's
in
a
your
lot different.
control.
I wanted him to. First of all, that wasn't in your control. One, so it's not like you did anything wrong. That's just a lottery system. Two, you got into the school that I told you to apply to that school over the other school that's conceived as better. Three, and none of that matters because no matter what middle school you get into, all that really matters is taking the SHSAT, which is the exam for high school. That is it.
That's
But
that's
hold
where
on.
I feel like
Hold on 1 second. So if he takes the exam and doesn't get in where he thinks he should, would you, based on your experience, say what would you say to him?
I would say,
Based on your experience that you just had with us,
How would you deal with it? Differently or same?
you just took a huge loss. It's going to be a lot more difficult. You have to. I honestly, there would be nothing to say. He would have to figure it out on his own.
but you can't just say that in the moment if he's hurting. You can't just be like, I'm sorry, there's
That's
You want me
what
to
I-
lie to
that's
him
what I
and
would want.
be like, Veer, like everything is going to be okay.
It's
This
not
is
a
not.
lie. I think
It is a lie. It is a
That's
lie.
ex-
It is a
Because
lie. It is not a lie.
it is a lie.
Right, so
It's not a lie.
hold on.
What
So
no
in your
school
opinion,
makes or breaks you.
if he doesn't get in somewhere, and if I say to him, you're gonna be fine no matter what, I'm lying.
That's not a lie. That's saying no matter what. I'll tell him right now. No matter what high school you get into, you will be fine because we have a great family that's always going to help you whenever you need it. But that still will be a huge failure. And not only you guys are keep viewing it as just a school. It's not just a school thing. I failed a standardized test. Forget about that. I didn't do well on the standardized test. 1, I worked hard at something, didn't get what I wanted. 2, and it's a constant reminder because you see all these kids going to the specialized high schools and you're like, that's not me. You see what they're doing. You're like, wow, like they're working that hard. They're doing all that. My school isn't doing that. I'm going to a worse school because I made the mistake or I didn't perform well enough.
Like, to act like one standardized exam is a failure.
But
That
Zoya,
is
it's not
not-
like that, right? Standardized exams are important,
Dad,
right?
I'm not
Remember
saying
how many different iterations you did to get to your SAT score that you needed to be at. It wasn't an overnight accomplishment.
But Dad, like, first of all, I had a lot of support.
I know, but if standardized exams are not important, why don't you just stop it the first time?
Dad, I'm not saying that standardized exams are not important. Of course they're important. But acting like a standardized exam is a failure when somebody works hard and tries to do well in an exam and then doesn't do what's a failure? There are 2 things that are a failure in my mind that you can make when you're young. One is being very disrespectful to the people that really care about you in your life. That's a failure. Which that's not even a common. That's not even a thing that we talk. I think the thing that we do wrong as a family is we meet so many, and touch wood. I'm touching wood. We meet so many baseline criteria. We like each other. We support each other. Like, none of us do any extreme drugs. None of us do anything extreme at all. Like, nobody in this family seems to like go do some sort of adrenaline thing for the sake of doing an adrenaline thing, even like during their teenage years. So we try to find the next level of things to be aggressive about. And that has now become like standardized testing. Like, that's not a failure. If you do badly on a standardized test, that is not a failure. Not caring about that standardized test, not taking it seriously, that's a failure maybe. But actually whether your performance on an exam should not be what is actually the failure. The only thing that should actually constitute. Dad, the thing that you said to me before I found out I had gone into any schools was that it didn't actually matter because I had put my best effort forward. Was that or was that not true?
That's true. I did say that.
So would it be a failure had I not gotten in?
I think it'll still be a failure too, even though I wouldn't make a big deal out of it because you put in your best effort, but it would dramatically alter the trajectory of your life, potentially.
Nothing is going to alter the trajectory of your
completely
life.
disagree with
It's like you do not doom yourself at 14 or 15. Come on. Are you guys kidding me?
Are you insane? Like, what?
Are you
what school
seriously
is
going
not
to...
even
Then based on that, every kid who goes to a top school should be running the world, should be running fabulously right now instead of the dumpster fire we've got going on.
That's true too. So I don't know.
Dad,
Then-
I'm being very serious right now. The reason why Bridge and now even Veers feels this way is because of the things you've said.
No, I completely disagree.
I disagree.
I think that I don't think you can understand how the mental toll it takes on you when you fail an exam like that because you have only succeeded at them. You took the SHSAT, you got into an incredible school, then you took the SAT and got into Stanford. You don't understand the mental toll it takes on you. You just don't.
Which
Okay.
doesn't mean you won't fail at other things. And when you do, you may understand it.
Yeah, but I failed at everything in my life. What about me? My combined SAT score was not even 800. No, it's true.
Did you get any tutoring?
No, but
But
it's not. But weird. It's like the point is that none of that controls what you end up doing in life. Is what I'm trying to get at. Like somehow it's become, well, it's a sign of failure, and now you're doomed. Like what?
It's not. You're
I
doomed.
completely agree
I
with
don't.
that.
I'm not viewing it as I'm doomed. I'm just viewing it as a moment of failure.
Yeah.
And the question was, did I feel supported?
Yes.
My answer is I had to learn how to support myself.
Support yourself. Okay.
That is it.
Okay. And I appreciate and understand that you do have to make your peace
Mhm.
with
Yeah.
your life,
Especially
whatever.
as a guy. I mean, Godfather was right.
oh my god.
He was right. He just said it in different ways.
Can you stop
Zoya,
quoting
I mean, you
Godfather?
can't, Zoya. I think Zoya is getting stressed out because she feels responsible. You two are feeling stressed because she's done whatever she's done.
I'm not.
I'm
stressed
not
out.
feeling any stress.
Yeah, I don't feel any.
I mean, you're just creating stress out of
Yeah,
nothing.
I have no stress in me.
No, but you
I
guys,
definitely feel stressed.
you
She
two
might.
just
I
said
don't.
that you
I don't feel
you
stressed
don't
about
feel
anything.
so you don't feel supported, and that's fine. Like it's just
It's not that I don't feel. I
He-
feel.
He's explained it in 3 different ways. That it doesn't matter what you and I could have said. It's a battle that he had to deal with at the end of it on his own. And he did.
I think if I fail at something, which the goal is to not to obviously because I believe in myself.
No, the
I'd
goal is
still-
to try. I agree with that. The goal
The
of the
goal is to
process is to
try.
try and to work hard.
Yeah,
But that doesn't
like-
take away from the fact that if you do all that and fail, it hurts.
that's fine. Bridge, I can listen. I want to take 2 steps back. I agree with you. If it doesn't work out, it can hurt. Of course, that's fine. But as a family, we should only be focusing on whether or not somebody tries. That's all that should matter. The ultimate result is not always a complete reflection on how hard somebody
I'm not arguing that. I agree with that. I'm not saying
No,
that.
but I don't think that that's true. I asked Dad point blank if somebody tries really hard. I said, if you saw how hard I tried in all these exams, if I had ultimately not got, and by the way, I got in on the SHSAT by 1 point. So if I had not gotten that 1 point, you would have viewed the entire thing completely differently.
You would have viewed the entire thing completely differently.
That is the
Not
whole-
me.
No,
You
I'm
would
asking
have.
what I'm asking what Dad would say. It's one thing
No,
for me
but
to do
I
that.
think-
But it doesn't matter what Dad thinks. It's
Yeah.
what you think.
I mean, I think the Bridge has
does
explained it
matter
in
what
10
that
different
is.
ways.
Okay, all right. Just segueing a little bit off topic, but still staying in this general realm. Do you feel as a family we have some habits that are good or bad that enable you to be successful?
I mean,
Whatever
we definitely
success-
have some. We have more than some. We have lots of habits.
Like what? Like tell me what
I mean,
are
you guys have probably spent some of the most money on, first of all, our nourishment and our education. Like school, basically, I don't know if Baya was this way growing up, but school doesn't really teach me anything. Like tutors have done everything for my education that you hired.
Yeah, because we basically run a homeschool. It's true.
Exactly.
It is true.
That's what I'm saying.
But you think that has helped you?
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be as smart as I am right now if it weren't for the tutors and stuff.
Okay, I guess that's something. But any other habits that
What do you mean
guys can-
nourishment? I mean food.
Food,
Like health, physical health.
aunties.
Oh, jeez.
No,
I think
physical health-
for me,
yeah.
where the learning came from was not only seeing Dad and you guys work. I think that a lot of what I've learned has came from that. But the biggest habit is that we all take these shots. We take these shots at it's like we say, aim for the moon, land on the stars, right? I think that's the best thing that we all know how to do. We know how to walk into a Shake Shack and ask for a job. We know how to do all these courageous things that a lot of people around us can't do. And I think that is what gives us the edge over other people.
And just to add to Bridge, I think the reason why we have that edge is because we know we can fall back here.
Yeah.
It's like, I know that I can like make a fool of myself because I know I come home to people who love me and care about me and think I'm cool.
But do you feel that way? How she feels about the home?
Yeah. I genuinely believe that you are the smartest person I've ever met. So for me, every time I come home, I'm like, no matter, even if I just accidentally set off a bomb, I feel like you'll find a way out of it. So for me, it's like, I have someone who's going to give me advice that I trust with every bone in my body.
But then when I'm trying to support you and say things to help you, those words don't seem to
They do.
penetrate.
They mean stuff to me, but
It's your inner battle.
it's your inner, some
Yeah,
things you just can't,
yeah,
you just have to fight yourself. Some things.
right. But I don't need another Godfather quote. He's getting ready to pull another one.
I'm not. There's only one that
You gave us
women
two.
and
actually.
children can be careless. Men cannot be careless. Look at this boy talk. Does anything sound careless coming out of his mouth?
Are you surprised with what he's saying?
No, not at all. That's exactly how I would have dealt with it. What is the point of parents saying something? It's your own battle. You have to deal with it.
You almost look emotional, Bridge, right now.
I'm fine. I mean, I've dealt with this a while ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
what is the one thing you guys would change about our family life if you could?
To prioritize happiness.
What? It is number one.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
What?
That was the
Like $1 billion makes me happy. What should I do?
One thing, hello, can I speak? One
Yeah.
thing that I've realized since I went to college is that people just do things that make them happy.
No.
No.
They pursue activities, goals, passions that make them happy. And whether or not that becomes their career or something they actually monetize, it does not matter. But they actually make an effort to feel happiness on a given day. The one thing that I push on you as parents, not on Bridge and Veer, because I think Bridge and Veer actually have this kind of American sense of like doing things that they like and care about because they like doing them. But with both of you, how you spend your days is how you spend your life. And if you're spending
Okay, just stop. Zoe, I
I
can't
don't
hear.
know who she's hanging out with.
I cannot hear this anymore.
It's
Like
the moral of this whole
Like,
thing. is
seriously,
she's hanging out with all the wrong
once you have
people.
paid your own therapy bills, we can talk. How about that?
This is
you know,
all. No,
I
this,
cannot deal with this.
I can like.
Yeah,
I don't.
if you're spending every single day feeling stressed and like the world is going to topple over, your entire lifetime will have been a person that just was stressed. all
I
the
understand.
time.
Thank you very much. I heard you. Full stop.
No one is happy, Zoe. I mean, I don't usually agree with that, but I don't think that whole pursuit of happiness thing is a real thing. I don't know who you're hanging out with. This is a real problem now. I'm starting
Well,
to see.
the reason why your comedy is so successful is because you actually enjoy it.
Well, now, what is that supposed? Of course, you're going to be successful doing something that you enjoy more than doing something you don't enjoy. I mean, I think that
Okay.
10,000 years ago, Indian sadhus said that.
No, but hold on. But I do think that I enjoy it more because I'm successful.
Exactly.
And get paid for it.
So the horse came before the cart.
No, I disagree. I
I
think you were
completely
enjoying it. I
disagree
think
with
you were
that.
enjoying it back when you were just like in your room coming up with your first joke. I think you were enjoying the idea of going to work and pursuing your dream.
Yes.
No matter what the outcome would have been, I think you enjoyed it.
Yes, Bridge, you both have the complete wrong understanding of what actually happened. You were making skits with all sorts of people out of your free time because you loved it. Even if you don't want to use that wording, the reason why you became so successful is because you actually just followed what you loved and what made you happy. And you don't need to say it that way. It's okay. But if you did what didn't make you happy, you have a law degree. You could have become a lawyer. You could have started your own practice.
I
That's
was
what
bad
the-
at it. That's why I didn't do it.
Yeah, but
I-
you didn't like it. You didn't like
No,
it.
it's not. I was happy doing it. I just like everybody ended up in jail. That was not good for me. So then I was like, this is not a good idea. Happy is that's a big topic. You also agree with her, Brit?
What?
That we should be prioritizing happiness?
Prioritizing happiness?
Yes, that's what she
I think that's a priority. I don't think that's what you prioritize. I think out of like the top 5 things, I think you should prioritize your physical health. I think you should prioritize whatever you're pursuing as a goal to make financial gain. And then I think you should be prioritizing your mental health. And then I think you should be but mental health means happiness. I think we can like, if you're happy, you'll have a healthy mental health. So I think mental health comes after money, but I definitely think if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't have the energy if you're not like, I'm going to get up this morning at 8 a.m. and I'm going to do something great today. If you keep telling yourself, no matter what I do every single day after day, nothing's going to change, I'm still going to be a loser, then you can't accomplish anything. Mental health is really important and happiness is really important. Now, I still think making money edges out a little bit because mental health is so easy to decline when you're not able to live. Like if you're stressed out constantly about, I have these college debt that I need to pay off, I have to find money to get the food on the table, I haven't paid my rent this month, like things like that. You need money. Everyone needs money, and mental health can become a little bit of a backside to that. And you might not grow your money if you don't have a great mental health, but you definitely need money.
But you just said something interesting, Bridge. You said, that everybody has a little bit of happiness. Zoya talks about it too. And in America, we hear about it a lot, but everybody we know is actually unhappy. They all on drugs. They all in therapy and have anxiety medication. So I don't know what is happening. Where is the disconnect?
Mom, what are the things that make you happy?
Talking to you guys.
Okay. So then that...
I like going for a walk with you guys. That is what makes me happy.
But Mom, when you were on the road, right? You were on the road for 6 or 7 weeks, or 8. It was pretty much 2 months.
Yeah.
So you couldn't really talk to us as much.
No.
You couldn't go on your walks. Did you feel less happy?
Yes.
So in your life, is it going to be a priority for you to go for those walks with us and to talk to us?
Yes, that's right.
Then you are actually prioritizing your happiness.
No. I would not say that. That's just I have to live.
But that's
like it makes me very happy to see him unhappy. And I work on that all the time too.
Dad, what are the things that make you happy?
This whole conversation I just can't partake in. It's just too hypothetical.
But why?
It is just too hypothetical. I don't even know what to say.
It's okay. You can push back on it. It's okay.
I don't want to push back on a conversation that's a no conversation.
You don't think this is worth a conversation? No. Why?
Because you haven't lived the business of life at all yet.
So you feel like because I'm 20...
It's not about a function of 20. It's about having zero responsibility. Once you start to pay 80 grand of tuition yourself...
I have a job. I'm an older sister. I have some degree. I have some sense of responsibility. Just to say that I don't understand what responsibility means would be an inaccurate...
I'm saying that these conversations are the luxury of a human being that does not have yet real responsibility on his or her shoulders. And the minute the weight of those responsibilities starts to come in, these conversations lose any relevance because they're irrelevant.
Or maybe it's a refreshing perspective from somebody who's younger than you, who's seeing you, and is trying to wants you to live a better, happy life. Maybe that's what's happening.
I just don't have any space in my life to get that advice from you.
Okay, all right. Okay, we don't have to, we can agree that mom knows. Right? Do you have an opinion on this whole pursuit of happiness thing?
It doesn't really affect me because I've never really been unhappy, like ever.
How do you know that?
I've never felt sad before because I feel like every time that I've done something wrong that would make somebody unhappy, like there's been a good side. Nothing I've ever done has ever just been straight bad. This is just not good.
Okay, well, you're also 11, so yes, yeah. That's right. Okay. All right, well, I appreciate that this talk has happened, and I appreciate that you guys have been honest, especially Bridge has been very honest, and I'm taking that feedback, even though I'm not sure what to do with the feedback, because at a down moment in any of your kids' life or his life, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to just say, well, I'm sorry, work it out yourselves. I don't know if I can bring myself to say that, even though intellectually we may all know that that's what needs to happen. That's what I'm learning. And I hope that you guys feel the same way about me, because there are plenty of down moments in my career, right? So the solution then is that you guys shouldn't try to make me feel better either, and should just hope that I work it out myself. Would that be accurate?
No, I mean,
I mean, you're minimizing what he like. I don't know why I'm the only one that seems to understand exactly what bridge meant.
I understand.
How is that? It's the
I
same
want-
Just
exact.
minimizing again and again and again.
What he
Not
the
at all.
treatment he got, it's the exact opposite of what I want. What he wanted is what I want too. I think like if I don't get into the high school I want, I don't want you guys to lie to me. I'd rather you just be straight up to my
Nobody
face.
lied.
But nobody
Nobody
lied. I don't know why that word, like.
He made the key point that it's a battle that he has to internally fight. and he
Exactly.
fights and
That's
he
what I
wins.
want.
So how am I minimizing? I'm saying the same thing, that when I face a loss,
It's an internal battle that you'll have to fight and move on with it.
exactly.
Just like my job loss or any such big stress that one has to deal with.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is that if you or I go through those moments, will these kids then say, okay, we understand this has happened, but this is your internal battle, like good luck with it? Is that fair? I'm not being facetious. I'm trying to understand what could we have handled better. That's it. So if he expects us to say that to him, then shouldn't it be the reverse expectation too?
I think it's a personable thing. You might want a different type of
One
support
second.
system. You might want everybody around you when you experience a loss to like go for a walk with you, and that's totally fine. I have nothing against that. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I just think that in my situation, for me, because everyone is different, I had to deal with it myself. It's not that I had to. I had people to rely on. I had Didi. I had both of you guys. I had Veer, but I needed to. I needed to resolve it within myself. Because even if you're like, it doesn't mean anything, you don't. The only person who can understand that it doesn't mean anything is yourself. I could never have like listened to that and been like, oh, she's right. It doesn't mean anything. Like, what am I thinking? Like, what am I talking? I needed to live that it didn't mean anything.
So do you right now believe that high school decision meant something or didn't mean anything?
Of course it meant something.
Okay.
That's not even a question that it meant something. That was a huge, huge life-changing point for me. Especially with someone I'm only 17, so I haven't lived my full life. That was the first moment in my life that was like, this is like the first point in my life where something happened.
I just think it's so unfortunate that these kids go through this at like 13, 14 practically.
I mean, but that has been the case for 10,000 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 100 years ago, and will be the case in 100 next.
I don't think it's like that for every kid in the world. I do think
I
There's a
agree with
range.
that.
Huh?
I
What?
agree with that.
Agree with
I
what?
think that we've made it a huge deal in this family.
In this family. But as opposed to what? We live in Manhattan.
It's not about whose family it is. That's a specific situation is a huge deal for any family. Every single student who took the SHSAT, the people who didn't get in, that was a huge real deal for them. I guarantee you. The people who did get in, that was a huge deal for them.
Right.
For every student, every single kid who took it. Even if they were like, I don't care what happens. If I get a 0, I don't care. It was a big deal for them.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad that a lot of topics have come to the surface with this. I hope everybody who's watching and listening has your version of your school, your college, your nutrition, the things that make you happy. At least we can all agree that nobody needs an expensive vacation. Can we all agree on
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
That nobody needs an expensive vacation. Nobody needs to like do expensive things to be happy. Can we all agree on this? That happiness at the end of the day comes from the simplest thing. Playing together is one of them. Walking together, I highly recommend. In fact, I'm going to like trademark walk with the family or do something with that because I believe in it so strongly. And if you guys are watching, you're listening, please give us your comments. We want to hear what you're doing with your families. We want to hear your feedback. Email me at zarnagarg@gmail.com or drop a comment on any of my social media. We would love to hear from you. And thank you for joining us today.